Boston's hosting the World Cup in 18 months. But there's a problem. The city everyone calls world-class still moves people like it's 1985. Logan Airport's International Terminal? Outdated. The rail line to Gillette Stadium? Under total reconstruction. The plaza where the world will see Boston on TV? A concrete slab nobody wants to cross. Now they're racing to fix it all. 5 massive projects, $5 billion committed, and a June 2026 deadline that cannot move. The question isn't whether Boston can pull this off. It's whether the world will arrive to a city that's ready, or one that's visibly sweating. Here's what actually matters. Project 1, Terminal E. When 500,000 international visitors land in Boston for the World Cup, most will step off the plane at Terminal E. Right now, that terminal handles 4 million passengers a year through facilities designed in the 1970s. It's cramped, slow, and completely inadequate for what's coming. Massport is pouring $1.1 billion into Terminal E's modernization. That means 9 new wide-body gates, biometric screening that actually works, modernized baggage systems, and a complete interior rebuild focused on passenger flow. The goal isn't luxury, it's speed. Getting people from jet bridge to ground transportation in under 30 minutes, even during peak arrival waves. Construction started in 2023. As of January 2026, the new International Arrivals Hall is operational. Gates are being upgraded in sequence, and contractors are working overnight shifts to avoid disrupting daytime operations. The pressure is real. If Terminal E can't absorb the surge smoothly, every downstream experience, trains, traffic, hotels, suffers. And if you're into infrastructure transformations like this, subscribe. We're covering World Cup megaproject races from Miami to MetLife next. For Boston, this is the first impression. Everything else depends on not screwing it up. But getting visitors through the airport means nothing if they can't reach the stadium. That's where Boston's most critical and most complicated project comes in. Project 2, Foxboro Station. Gillette Stadium sits 23 miles south of Boston in Foxboro. For decades, getting there meant driving, because the existing commuter rail station was bare bones, one low platform, minimal access, built for occasional use. For a World Cup where FIFA mandates sustainable transportation for 70,000 fans per match, that doesn't work. The MBTA is spending $93 million to completely rebuild Foxboro Station. 2 high-level platforms, full accessibility, modernized signals, upgraded track infrastructure to handle rapid turnarounds. The design allows trains to arrive, unload, and depart every 10 minutes during match days without bottlenecking the entire Franklin commuter rail line. This isn't just pouring concrete. It's surgical reconstruction of a station that needs to stay partially operational while being torn apart and reassembled. As of late 2025, the old platforms are gone, new foundations are in, and track work is racing toward a spring 2026 completion. Here's the risk. If Foxboro Station isn't 100% ready by June, or if trains experience delays on match days, thousands of fans get stranded. The entire "take the train to the game" narrative collapses. FIFA notices, the world notices, and Boston's reputation as a functional host city takes the hit. It's not just infrastructure, it's the linchpin, from the station to the stadium itself. Because Gillette wasn't built for the World Cup, it needs to become World Cup ready fast. Project 3, Gillette Stadium. Gillette Stadium opened in 2002 for NFL football, not international soccer. FIFA has different rules. Natural grass, not artificial turf. Specific sightlines. Upgraded broadcast infrastructure. Enhanced security zones. Expanded media facilities. Premium hospitality that meets global standards. The Kraft Group is investing $250 million in FIFA-mandated upgrades. Workers are installing a temporary natural grass field over the existing turf, modifying seating angles for optimal soccer viewing, expanding press boxes, upgrading lighting to broadcast standards, and reconfiguring security checkpoints to handle international crowds. The work is straightforward but unforgiving. FIFA will inspect every detail. If the field doesn't drain properly during a rainstorm, if camera angles don't meet broadcast specs, if security protocols create bottlenecks, the tournament suffers and Boston gets blamed. Construction timelines are tight. Grass installation happens in spring 2026. Testing occurs weeks before kickoff. There's no margin. For Foxboro, this is validation. For Boston, it's proof the region can deliver on a global stage. But while the stadium and station handle match days, the city itself needs to show up. Because when global media arrives, they won't just film the stadium. They'll film Boston. And right now, the place they'll film most is a problem. Project 4, City Hall Plaza. City Hall Plaza is 11 acres of windswept brick in the heart of downtown Boston. It's empty most days, hostile to pedestrians, and universally considered one of America's worst public spaces. For decades, architects and urban planners have called it a failure, a concrete desert that people cross quickly, heads down, avoiding eye contact with the brutalist government tower looming overhead. But during the World Cup, FIFA is transforming it into the official fan festival zone. Big screens broadcasting live matches, sponsor activations from Budweiser to Visa, food vendors, cultural programming, thousands of visitors daily wandering between Faneuil Hall, the waterfront, and downtown hotels, and cameras broadcasting Boston to 2 billion viewers worldwide. That's the problem. Right now, this plaza doesn't photograph well. It doesn't feel welcoming, and it definitely doesn't say world-class host city. So Boston is spending $60 million on a complete plaza redesign. Not a temporary facelift, a permanent transformation. New landscaping to soften the brutalist concrete and create actual green space where none exists today. Modular infrastructure designed for festivals, concerts, markets, and public gatherings year-round. Improved accessibility with ramps, pathways, and seating that actually invite people to stay, not just pass through. Better pedestrian flow connecting downtown to the waterfront, fixing one of Boston's longest-standing urban planning mistakes. Upgraded utilities, electrical, water, data lines, capable of supporting major activations without temporary generators and cable runs everywhere. The redesign started in 2024. Phase 1, demolition of old infrastructure and subsurface utility work, is complete. As of early 2026, final elements are being installed. Workers are planting trees and installing flexible event platforms. Permanent lighting and sound systems are going in. Seating areas are being built that don't look like Soviet-era concrete benches. Here's what's at stake. This plaza is Boston's global stage. Not Gillette Stadium, not Fenway Park. When international broadcasters set up their live shots, when fans gather before taking the train south, when sponsors throw activation events, this is the backdrop. If it looks half-finished or chaotic on TV, that's the image that sticks. Tokyo's fan festivals looked flawless. Paris looked elegant. If Boston looks like a construction zone with banners draped over scaffolding, that's the story. But if it works, if the plaza feels vibrant and welcoming and alive, Boston redefines itself visually for a global audience. Not as the old colonial city frozen in red brick and narrow streets. As a modern, functional, attractive host city that figured out how to fix one of its most embarrassing public spaces. It's not just a plaza. It's branding at megaproject scale. And it's permanent. Because here's the thing. FIFA leaves in July 2026. The cameras leave. The sponsors pack up their tents and move to the next World Cup. But this plaza stays. For 50 years, Boston has talked about fixing City Hall Plaza. The World Cup is finally forcing them to do it. That's the deeper story. Not temporary event infrastructure. Permanent urban transformation using a global deadline as leverage. And that leads to the final project. Because while the plaza creates the image, what Boston builds next creates the legacy. Project 5, White Stadium. White Stadium sits in Franklin Park, a 10,000-seat venue built in 1949 that's barely used today. It hosts high school football games in the fall, maybe a track meet in spring. The rest of the year, it sits empty. The concrete is cracked. The bathrooms are from another era. The facilities are so outdated that most schools would rather play elsewhere. For decades, it's been a forgotten piece of Boston's sports infrastructure. But that's changing. Boston just awarded White Stadium to BOS Nation FC, the city's new professional women's soccer team, in a deal that includes $50 million in private investment and $40 million in public funds for a complete rebuild. That's $90 million total for a project that won't host a single World Cup match, but might be the most important thing Boston builds. The plan: preserve the historic stone facade that gives the stadium its character and architectural significance. Gut everything else. Install modern seating with proper sightlines for soccer, not just football and track. Add premium suites and club spaces that generate revenue year-round. Upgrade lighting to broadcast standards so matches can be televised nationally. Install professional-grade turf that can handle heavy use. Expand and modernize locker rooms, training facilities, and medical spaces. And create a year-round community sports hub that serves local youth leagues, schools, and recreational programs when the professional team isn't playing. When complete in late 2026, it becomes the permanent home for professional women's soccer in Boston and the first stadium of its kind in New England. Not a temporary venue, not a compromised facility shared with a men's team. A purpose-built home for women's professional sports in a city that's never prioritized that. Construction began in late 2024. The old stands are being demolished section by section. New structural work is underway, steel going up, foundations being poured. The timeline is aggressive but achievable, designed to open right after the World Cup concludes in July 2026. Here's why this matters. Most World Cup infrastructure is about the tournament. Temporary overlays, short-term fixes, upgrades that serve a 3-week event and then sit underused. White Stadium is different. It's not designed for FIFA. It's designed for what comes after. This is legacy infrastructure. Long after the World Cup leaves, this stadium stays. It's not about hosting 7 matches in June. It's about creating a permanent anchor for soccer culture in a city that's never had one. Boston has Fenway for baseball, TD Garden for hockey and basketball, Gillette for football, but soccer, the world's most popular sport, has never had a home here. Not a real one. BUS Nation FC changes that. And the timing isn't coincidental. The World Cup creates momentum. It creates political will. It creates a brief window where spending $90 million on a soccer stadium in a public park doesn't feel extravagant. It feels necessary. For Boston, White Stadium is the project that outlasts the tournament. It's the one that's still being used, still generating value, still serving the community, long after everyone forgets which teams played at Gillette in June 2026. It's not the biggest project. It's not the most expensive, but it might be the smartest. Boston has hosted championships before. Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins, Patriots. But this is different. The World Cup doesn't come to one team. It comes to the entire region. And unlike a Super Bowl that lasts one weekend, this is 7 matches across 3 weeks with the world watching every logistical detail. These 5 projects, terminal, station, stadium, plaza, legacy venue, aren't just construction timelines. They're a test. Can Boston execute under global scrutiny? Can it move hundreds of thousands of people efficiently? Can it look the part? 18 months out, the answer is still forming. What's your read? Does Boston pull this off cleanly? Or does something break under pressure? Drop your take below. And if mega project races like this hit right, subscribe. We're tracking every World Cup host city and how they're actually preparing.